everybody.
Hi guys, I'm Kaki.
And I'm Karimi.
And this is our podcast.
And construction.
Welcome.
Yeah, so today we're going to have a very interesting topic because we've really been working through our 20s and, we've been having a little bit of trash talk, which is really okay.
And and talk of basically our trashy 20s.
Mm-hmm.
But today we want to change it up a little bit and have grown girl conversations.
Right? This is like the 30-year-old us and where we find ourselves
now. And so today we're talking about boundaries. And we're not therapists, we're not psychologists, we're not anything. We're just talking about boundaries from our perspective.
Yeah, so plug in and I hope you enjoy this episode.
Yeah.
So what is a boundary for you, babe?
For me, a boundary is like a set of expectations and how do we call it? Rules of engagement with our people that make me feel safe in my relationships.
Kaki had rehearsed this for sure because
I had thought about it.
Yeah.
I thought about it because you know why I thought about it? Because boundaries affect our various relationship groups, right? Our friendships, they affect our work relationships, they affect our family relationships, romantic relationships, everything. And in all those spaces, we want to feel safe.
True.
So it's just it's really important. And I think I learned it with you because we've had such a long relationship to have communicate our expectations so that then we have a safe friendship.
That's true.
Baby, you really make me feel safe. You're one of the people that makes me feel safe, totally.
For me, you're my 1 out of 1, safest individual.
Yeah.
And it's because we already don't even need to communicate certain things.
But baby, we do need to communicate. I think that because we have.
Yeah, because we have. Now we're at a point where.
We need to maybe that's the thing with new friendships.
Because they are hard.
And then you have to start afresh. They have to understand that you can't just be texting my boyfriend.
Do not. This is still in continuation. So, for me, I like how you said it, and I want Kaki to really say it because that was said so well. But for me, it's don't cross this line. This is who I am.
It's a hard line.
Yeah, it's a hard line. There's a red tape there. And for some people, if they cross it a little bit, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Because for you, if you sometimes cross that red line, I know in fact there's no malice or anything. But
situations vary, right?
They do.
Yeah,
they do.
I think there's such a thing as rigid boundaries, which is not what we are trying. Life happens.
Yeah.
Because one of my easiest boundaries that most people have learned is I put DND, do not disturb, at 8 p.m. and it comes off at 9 a.m. It's a hardcore boundary. But it's not so rigid in that if you text me, remember when you texted me that day and you're it's my dad, babe.
Yeah.
And I will immediately call you.
Yeah.
And I think since then I've removed, so now I put exceptions to my DND. So it's good to put exceptions with the people who you trust. And that's why I'm saying a safe space.
Yeah, but for me it's so automatic. Today it's a public holiday and I knew that somebody said call Kaki and tell her we'll be coming through around this time. And I'm no, it's 8:30.
I know you said that.
Yeah. Our production assistant. I was call Kaki, we need to do this now.
We know we are shooting.
Yeah. So I'm she wakes up at night, so do not cross. And for me, the history is where. Because then I never used to have boundaries, which has created so many other issues please me and
I was going to say that's a thing with it's a people pleaser. You end up being those people.
Yeah.
I guess that's why it's hard in some. I think old friendships sometimes are hard to set boundaries.
Because they know you without those clear boundaries.
So you're now setting a whole thing of brand new expectations. Hell no.
Yeah.
And then you end up in a people pleaser state.
Besides, it's also a terrifying place to be. To create those boundaries. It's really like a construction. In Kujenga.
I have a question. Have you ever set a boundary and been punished for the boundary?
Hey, which sector? Family, work,
Let's do
friendships.
The one that's the one where we get most punished is family.
Hey, yeah,
Let's
yeah.
both give our experiences with family punishment by family members for setting a boundary. Because that I think I've been lashed.
So even for me, I have been lashed. And like this one, I think we can compare a bit. But for me, I feel like I have been lashed more because, hey, like I have marks. I have war marks from family boundaries because for me, I have my parents, and then I have the age gap difference with the sibling I follow. Our fourth born is 13 years, and our first born is 17 years. So literally, these guys didn't raise me up as a sibling; they raised me up as a parent.
They're your other parents.
They're my other parents, and so I have in total 6 parents. Yeah, that I share the same DNA with and the same last name with.
Yeah.
So like to ever say no to them was like I've had my like funding, like my pocket money slashed by half because I like offended somebody else, an older sibling. Yeah, that I retaliated back, that I talked back. Like I have had financial implications to setting my own boundaries. I've been literally, there's a time I kicked myself out of home, and hey, it's a lot. Yeah, family boundaries for me. Even like right now, I've lost my one of my core jobs because I decided to create a boundary of myself. Like they told me, no, you're fired from, basically the CEO of our company. And right now, yes, we are mending because now it's also different because that was also a boundary with work, family business. But it played off because these are familial boundaries that I was creating as their last born, that they decided to to lash me for it.
Yeah, because they don't understand why you're creating it.
Yeah.
And your family has been quite brutal actually.
Oh, they have. Yeah.
Oh
what
God.
About you, babe?
Okay, nothing compared to you, but my mom is the queen of let's hustle before we even.
I'm an ET because I love her to bits.
Yeah, I know, but she's the queen of passive aggression. And because of my mom has been we grew up with a passive aggressive parent. I think even my dad is passive aggressive, but my mom is the one who's hardest hit us because she's the one she uses it as a tool. And so I remember a very specific time when my sis and I told my parents. So for a long time we lived in one home, the siblings, in Nairobi, because my parents live outside Nairobi, and we had to tell my parents that my sister and I had to tell my parents that now that we're making this kind of money, it's time to move into our own homes. And my mom did not take it well, but they both didn't take it well. But my mom is the more emotionally immature one. The silent treatment. My mom basically just stopped talking to us. Like as soon as we made the announcement we'd like to move out, she stopped talking to us, like completely. She stopped talking to us for I think a month. Like mad silent treatment. Yeah. So
I remember that.
That's how my mom communicates. She's very passive aggressive.
I couldn't get that at all. Like I tried to get it, but then because also your mom has always had she loves her kids in the sense that
she's a mama bear.
Oh, she's a mama bear.
But she's also very emotionally mature.
Yeah.
I want us to pause.
Okay.
So close the windows.
Alright.
Don't even pause. It's okay. We just let it run. But close the windows. So that's my
family
experience. One example of my mom is this. I've been punished a lot by family for setting boundaries, but my mom is the one that punishes us the most severe, I guess.
Yeah.
My dad is a bit more logical.
So in what, for me, because now for me, getting out of my family, business space, and me being assertive and strong in language and demeanor, has now made my siblings especially realize that they can't cross that line. For you, how was it with your family that you've now ensured, especially with your parents, that these are my
hardcore, what I think it's called you really enforce your boundary. And every time we enforce a boundary, I think especially with people who are not used to boundaries, they push your limits. So you tell them, don't call me at 8 p.m. but then they'll call you. They'll just to see Yeah, like how
Yeah.
can you do this? So my mom, of course, she got tired of her selling treatment. And she was surprised when we were actually, so she ignores it, right? Like she pretends we never had that conversation. And then you're actually moving out, she's like, it's like you've slapped her. You know, like for real.
Yeah.
So how do we enforce it? I guess we just don't negotiate. And especially boundaries are done in negotiating. It's not right.
I like how you say that because for so long we've always grown up, especially in African homes, to either negotiate or not to argue out our boundaries. That our one is somebody who's senior or older, their one is final.
And it's with like girls and women.
Yeah, especially.
But not men.
Yeah.
Not my dad will never ever go out of his way to come for you, like to come through for you. My dad will. It has to be convenient, and so is my bro. But my sister, like me, especially me as a firstborn.
Yeah.
And my mom doesn't get it. Of course, our parents don't get it. And even your siblings as your parents, they can't get it because they never knew. Like they're like, what a selfish, bratty last born.
But let me tell you how. It's something you've said there that as women, African women, sometimes our boundaries are not.
They're not respected.
They're not respected.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, when I started noticing a change for me with my family, of them just respecting my boundaries, kidogo, because even when I lived alone, my parents, because they were also paying that rent, had this thing of just rocking up into my house.
That's a thing.
It's my space, but
yeah, it's like an extension of their space.
It is. And they never did it with my brothers, even in campus.
Oh
but for me, they did it. Now, catch this. The moment I got married,
stopped.
There was a certain respect.
Respect, that's the word.
Yeah, that even like they would even act different when they're in my house.
Yeah.
Like I actually formed like a nice ghost relationship with the kind of relationship I wanted with my siblings. Yeah. After I got married. Yeah.
Only after though.
Only after.
That's when you become respectable. Worthy of respect.
Yeah, and it's not even like why does it? Can respect be measured?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not big respect.
Yeah,
it's like small. Yeah.
Small.
Now that you're Mrs. Nani.
Oh my gosh, you're not going to walk into your house like that.
We're not gonna walk into your house. We're gonna, and you know now I started doing this thing of, hey, let me first consult with.
Yeah.
Before it was expected. Karemi, you need to do A, B, C, D. Karemi, you need to.
I can't wait to get married when I say things like that.
Yeah.
My parents have no respect.
I feel like now they've already started because you've had the word you use, non-negotiable. You've not negotiated.
Small.
Yeah, small respect. Small understanding of.
Yeah, but they test.
Yeah, they will.
So that's family.
But if you think family will test you, let me tell you the one that will test you, for me, I feel, is friendships.
More than family.
Because you can't sometimes run away from family.
Yeah, that's why I feel like family is the hardest, because you can't get away from family.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, let's talk friendships.
It's a whole life, because with friendships, let's me, my experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's, like, amongst friends, like, amongst, like, a group of friends, for example. Tell me your experience.
So, for me, my boundaries sometimes are my friends are my friends, right?
Yeah.
Or like my enemies are.
That's a Karemi
So
thing.
it is a Karemi thing.
Yeah.
So in the words of Cardi B, if I meet you on the streets and I don't like talk to you, that means I don't fuck with you. I'm a boss. You are a record. Anyway. So like let's say I Kosana with let's give a name. Carol.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And Carol was my girl.
Yeah.
Honey, I don't expect Kaki and Carol to be kiki.
No, neither do that. For me, that's a strong one.
Yeah.
But that was tested.
Yeah.
That was tested when we fell out. We used to be a really close friend group of three.
Yeah, triangle.
Yeah, a triangle, and that got messy. It got messy. We had a really toxic past in our friendships, and that was a very toxic bond that we had.
Okay.
Yeah. And I fell out with her first,
Yeah.
And Karemi
Yeah.
stayed friends with her. But it backfired.
Girl!
But let me tell you, you feel away. You feel away. That's a hard one.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It feels like you're being cheated on actually.
Yeah. Kabisa. So.
Yeah, but it backfired.
Okay, we'll hash out histories later. They always come in front of the camera. Let's just say it also backfired on Kaki.
It started with us.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, it was such a crazy. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I guess one day we'll talk about like toxic friendships. It was such a toxic,
Yeah, we will.
messy,
Yeah.
manipulative, abusive friendship.
Yeah. But in this case, I'm talking about like the most recent person
Okay.
who is like also like our acquaintance
Yeah.
that we've now started seeing hanging out with like somebody that we used to be really tight with.
Yes.
And for me, I'm like, that's so uncomfortable. I don't know how to fuck with you.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I can't fuck with you.
Yeah.
I can't because then, and you know the crazy thing is she wasn't even that close to her first.
No, they were not. So
Yeah.
have you guys had that experience where that it's disrespectful?
No,
They've crossed-
you're a tight group of friends,
Yeah.
and then there are the friends on the periphery. She was a friend on the periphery.
Yeah.
Then suddenly becomes tight, but I feel like that's just it's a thing. It's her, not us.
Yeah, but for me, I also feel like that was a boundary of mine
Yeah.
crossed because she didn't even have the audacity to come and tell me,
Mhm.
yo, I've decided that I want this person in my life. Yeah, I had to find out from the gram, man, like that.
And that leads to my next question, babe. Because because even I don't fuck with that.
Yeah.
But then how do we communicate when your boundary has been crossed in a healthy way? Because what for example, growing up with with two emotionally immature parents, I have not had the best ways of communicating my needs. I have not always known how to communicate my needs and to communicate them maturely. It's always in that silent treatment, passive aggressive way, avoidance and such things. So then when I was reading, I was flipping through a book on boundaries and she was breaking down how to communicate. But before we even do like the healthy way, how have you done it?
Me, I'm very aggressive. You're very
Passive
Yeah,
aggressive.
you're very passive
I
aggressive.
prefer aggressive.
Hey, me, I will either cut you off immediately, I'll call you out. I will actually have a meeting because even with certain friends, you've seen me just tell them, you hurt me when you did this. Like I don't have you guessing what time it is.
Yeah, I've seen
Like
you do
I'll
that.
tell you right there that you hurt me. So it's either we work on it and move on
That's actually
or
healthy,
not.
babe.
Yeah, then after that, like before, like Mike Tyson, you like, but they're not now
Literally.
anymore. Yeah, like with words and soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just like a surface thing. I think on the deep, and I think this is for you to say because for you, okay, even for me, where your friend decides to hang out with your mans or to talk to your mans.
That's another part of friendships.
Yeah.
Like expectations, because I don't expect you. Oh, before that, I'm learning how to maturely communicate. I really like how you communicate.
Oh,
I
thanks,
really do,
babe.
because you actually talk about it instead of cutting off.
Yeah.
And the one time I tried to talk about it like you, I was punished by my friend with some awkward silent treatment for a while.
Oh my God, they made it about themselves.
And it's easy to, because you feel, immediately you feel, for people who are not used to boundaries, you feel attacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I'm working on that. But yes, babe, friendship boundaries include not talking to my man or my ex.
Girl,
Do not.
do not. Like, do
Do
not.
not.
Yeah, do not.
Like,
talk to-
don't.
Yeah.
Do
I agree.
not.
Yeah.
It's a non-negotiable.
Yeah, for me,
Me too.
that is, I have cut off people like completely out of my life for talking to an ex, to a current like love interest,
Yeah.
to even just like, for me it's if I see like not any of your exes
Yeah.
or your man, like even if he says let's sit down and have a drink, no.
Like,
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about? And you're like, summarizing.
Chat.
And then, because it's weird.
It is.
It's just weird.
Or another boundary for me is, and I've seen this a lot in our group friends, and it always now interferes, friendships interfere with your romantic relationships because then they decide to give advice or be a listening ear to
That's actually that's a betrayal.
romantic lover.
Yeah.
Because for me, what you tell, if you and Mr. X are going through it, but then your version is all I need to hear.
I agree, me too.
Yeah.
Because your version, babe, is what matters to me.
Yeah.
He should have his own version with his own friends.
Yeah.
But do not come to me about my girl and the shit that's going on. I'm not your friend. My girl is my friend.
I agree.
Babe, that for real is for me. I can't, babe. I can't. Okay, so there are two parts of that.
Yeah.
There's the guy who comes because there's almost my entire romantic life, my exes feel comfortable somehow to talk to my girls about my problems. Then there's the other version. That is one thing. But babe, the one I can't do is the one where my friend listens. And it's like, that's crazy. Kaki is...
Is she even a friend?
That's not how girlfriends are.
No, that's not.
That is, for me, it's heavier, I swear.
And now, like in my 30s, because of that, I can't even date like your family. I can't even date like your.
You know,
like
that's the thing about long relationships, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you have really, you go through them.
You do.
Yeah, the youth sides there. When we're younger and less experienced.
Because then that now brings a whole contradiction. Do I want? I can't date my best male friend.
No, I can't date your best male friend. I can't date your cousin. I can't date your brother.
No.
It's weird and unfair.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird because, okay, maybe some people may not get this.
Yeah.
I think men don't get this.
Because we said we did that last
but that's not a man bashing. But really, if there are people who don't care about boundaries, it's nigga. But anyway, why not? Because I feel like then I'm from experience, because I've dealt with my friend having a sexual relationship with my cousin. It's weird.
The friend is
weird because I was gonna it's weird because then my objectivity is ruined.
Yeah, it's
and
okay.
Now I'm stuck. So am I taking the man's side, who's my relative, or am I taking my best friend's side?
Yeah.
And I have to listen to both sides of the story, and I don't want to. I don't want to.
Yeah.
As your friend, I'm not objective.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so it's a weird situation. It puts me in a weird situation. That's why I prefer not to. But what if you fall in love? Like, what if you're soulmates?
First of all, I know who your best friend, childhood friend is. That will never happen because he's like a childhood friend to me by now.
Yeah.
And for me, none of my cousins pass
But what if I
there.
make a new friend and then my new friend falls in love with my brother?
Hey, those are things now that are now unsaid boundaries because I don't want to find myself in that place. But now I feel like these things can change. The shape can change when you and Mr. X get married, right? Because then as one of your best mates, because it will be very hard for Kaki to choose between me and her other bestie.
My sister.
Yeah, her sister.
That would be tough. I could just have two bridesmaids who are my best mates.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
and Lorna.
yeah.
And
So you can
be
have
a bridesmaid.
yeah, Lorna is bridesmaid for sure.
And then two besties.
Yeah, they're two besties. One can do the courthouse and the other one can do the beach wedding.
Oh, both?
Yeah, both. It doesn't matter. But yeah, so now when you guys now say I do, now and then you pass the whole 3rd year honeymoon phase, and you're just having those kawaida needs, then I can be able to listen because then I guess I've taken an oath as your maid of honor to listen. But even then, for me, I feel like there's percentages. I think I listen to you 65% and 35%.
I need someone to train me on objectivity. I'd just rather not.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need to be a little bit objective, I guess.
After marriage.
Later.
Yeah, after marriage.
Yeah. We in the horizon.
Okay, so we've covered that in the sense that friendships, the boundaries friendships can't crosses with your romantic relationship.
Do not talk to my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Do not talk to my man. Unless you need to, and just let me know. What I just, again, babe, we just need to feel safe. I cannot have a friend who I don't know. Like, I can't trust you. You know.
Yeah.
That's all. I just want to feel safe. But another one. Oh wait, finish.
So friendship for me also with money.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, girl. Yeah.
That's a big one.
It is a big one. And like I feel as my friend always feel free to come and ask me, and I should also always feel free to ask you. But I feel like respect it to return in time. Yeah. Don't wait for like 2-3 months.
Babe. Oh my god.
Yeah,
yes.
don't make excuses around. Oh, but I got you a gift, so that
Karimi
has
been
cancelled.
banned. Karimi has really been banned by that, and I agree, babe.
Yeah.
Like if I'm borrowing cash, and I tell you I'm returning it tomorrow, let it be tomorrow.
Yeah, let it be.
Let it be tomorrow, because cash and trust is big.
Yeah, or communicate it.
Yeah, or don't become defensive.
Yeah.
You've really been banned by that, but so have I.
Hey, babe, we were together being financially banned. Yeah, so
Have you ever been financially abused by a friend?
that is a cross of boundary.
It's so painful. Yeah, it leads to a lot of resentment.
It does, especially when like in that particular case, we were the ones who were abused by it.
Yeah.
We're like, know how many things have I paid for you?
On the receiving end, in a crazy way. It was crazy.
We were lashed.
Yeah. Babe.
And with money, it's also other personal things. If I give you my house, if I give you my car, return it with fuel, for instance.
It's respect.
Yeah, it's respect.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, yes.
For me, this one was now the cross of boundaries. And I know it's very tiny, but this one taught me.
You know what?
Yeah. Clothes. A friend of mine, borrowed from me a really nice dress. And I really liked it.
Because it's your clothes, babe.
Yeah, then she returned for me a similar colored dress because she had lost the one I'd given her. And she said, Furahia na hiyo, basically. Yani, be content with what I've returned.
Accept what I'm giving you.
So it's just personal items. Just learn how to respect
That's
that.
so true. I can't imagine. I love my clothes so much. I can't imagine someone borrowing. First, the borrowing thing, just to know. But then fine, then I trust enough to give you.
And then
you lose it. Then you give me a similar.
And then, yeah, so for me, those are friendships. Personal items, which include romantic, not that a lover is an item, but also my romantic person, do not cross that.
Let's be cool about that. How about emotional oversharing? How about oversharing? And this happens
You
in
take
friendships.
Hey, you receive it. This is
Let me take this one.
Yeah.
It happens when you're getting to know someone new, and I think it's called emotional dumping, where in a matter of, let's say like 2 hours, I know all about your problems and your baby daddy who left you with your kids and how he's a narcissist and how his sex was bad and how now he's fucking the neighbor and he's fucked someone else, and now I know all your shit and how you fell into depression and you're so broke as well and you're, oh my god,
We started off this conversation by saying we are not therapists.
Yeah, I'm not a fucking therapist. Do
No.
not emotional dump on me. It's insane. It's very intense.
Yeah, it is.
It's a problem.
Yep. So
I don't even know how to tell you to stop oversharing. That's why I use my avoidance traits.
Kaki is whole sometimes. Yeah, she will cut. Yeah. We learned that
But
from
we're
the
working
previous
on it.
episode.
We're working on it.
She is, and it's also like for me, I wish I could do that sometimes
No,
too.
baby, it's immature. Take it from me, it's immature. You know
Not
what you're
for
supposed to do,
everybody,
babe? You're
yeah.
supposed to communicate why you're cutting someone off to them.
Oh yeah,
That's the mature way. So instead of me ghosting you, which is very fucked up,
it is.
or just responding in a passive-aggressive way, I should tell you that I'm going to be quiet for a few weeks because we had this conversation and it made me feel this way and I'm hurt or I'm uncomfortable and I need some time. That's how you.
So the constructive thing is what you have.
That's what we are, the muscle we are trying to build.
Ooh, the tool we're trying to sharpen.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how you do it, babe. But
And-
I'm not adept at that yet.
Okay, I'm still
Not
getting
sure.
constructed.
We are growing some muscle.
Girl, okay, so we're sharpening, sawa, we do it. Since we're under construction, these are some of the things we're finding ourselves shaping.
We're all growing.
Yeah.
Learning and just healing.
Yeah, and that's necessary.
Because it doesn't come naturally to me either, babe.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And that's why I feel like friendships is the most loaded on boundaries, because sometimes your family are like, you know what, I hardly see you, but friendships are literally like the DNA you choose, because family you don't really choose them.
That's right. Maybe that's why we don't have that many friends. It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
I'd rather not.
I have like 2 friends.
One is my sister.
Yeah, actually we're.
Yeah, it's easier.
So let me tell you another boundary that, and this one is now, for you I think you can say because it's on randoms, right?
Yeah.
I've had people where Kaki and I are just walking on the street, and for me I used to be like a size 6, right? And then I shot from size 6 to 18.
Yeah. You were not 18,
Yeah,
babe.
babe, I was.
Okay,
I swear.
okay.
Yeah.
I can't argue with you, but I didn't think that.
Oh, you thought I was?
16.
Ah!
Max.
That's my best friend.
Uh-huh.
But I've had people
Yeah.
just walk up to me and say, hey, what happened to you? You've grown so humongous. And I'm there with Kaki.
And I immediately I'm like, who are you? First of all, because most of them are your relatives, babe.
Relatives
People from the past.
From the past.
Yeah, people I haven't seen in a while. That's actually so messed up.
Yeah, and for me, this is already, that is a strong, like, an unsaid thing. Like, you are not raised well. Honestly.
Yeah, that's what it means.
Yeah, you are. You should have boundaries.
Your
That,
country.
yeah, but the worst thing is they didn't.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's insane to me. No, that's insane.
Yeah.
And people love that. Oh my gosh. Even
And
at
for you,
work.
you had it on the opposite where.
I've actually had it on both sides where I remember when I had in 2012, I got into that long relationship for like 5 years, almost 5 years. And I was at 10, I was the size I am now, so I was 60 kgs. And then I moved from 62, well, I shot all the way to a 14. And I think I was even a small 10 to a big 14. I was bigger anyways. And people do not hesitate to tell you how fat you've gotten, what has happened to you, what are you eating, etc. And then I've had it on the other side where I lost a bunch of weight. And I see it a lot to people, I guess it's a culture thing. Because I see it a lot, the other extreme, which I always thought I wouldn't mind until I lost a lot of weight, and people look at you in the same, like with the same way they look at you if you gained a bunch of weight, but in the opposite way, but with the same like horror-stricken face, and they're like, what happened to you?
Are you sick?
Are you sick?
Yeah.
What's going on? And that is actually, I never thought it's equally shitty. It's an equally shitty feeling.
Yeah, it is.
And that I'm finding that's the hardest for me to tell people. I guess I'll try. Because people really talk. People just don't care.
Yeah, people tell you this thing of don't lose any more weight.
Oh yeah, because it's your body.
Yeah.
But it's not mine.
Yeah.
Because fuck your goals. Because they're your goals, really.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Shame on you guys, by the way, who do that. Yeah, just wait until you get home and then call somebody else so that you can gossip.
I don't mind. Gossip me. Don't tell me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I know we've been advocating for tell it to me to my face, but
no, don't tell me.
Yeah, don't. I already know.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I didn't even act unsolicited.
Yeah, and maybe I'm low key like happy about it, you know.
Yeah, and maybe I want to lose some more. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
All I wanted to do was lose weight. Now you're telling me stop there.
Yeah.
No, bitch.
And the thing about boundaries is just be a good human being.
Yeah.
Like, consider how you would feel if you are the person on that receiving end.
Because now I have to practice not to be resentful towards you. And I'd like,
and that is a muscle
take that off
really
my
working.
list. like to take that off my list of to-do things. I have a lot of other growth points.
That's true. That's true. So yeah. So randoms also just if you're a random person, just learn how to not cross.
Courtesy.
Yeah. Yeah. Please do not.
Oh my God. Yeah, that we breathe through it.
But for me, friendships still.
But friendships for me is the heaviest. Work is easy because you just do not pick up emails, do not pick up calls past work hours. That is not as hard topic, I feel.
I feel like sometimes in corporate it can be hard. I've never experienced like lack of boundaries in corporate, especially as a woman.
Yeah, and you're
Where-
not in corporate.
Yeah.
And I'm not in corporate, I'm in non-profit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not as bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some learning points, but it's not so bad.
Yeah, but we've had people abuse their own personal boundaries. Like for me, I'm learning not to work past a certain hour.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
But it's different for you, babe, because you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah, that's true.
For you, I see how it can be blurry.
But even for you, I've seen you
Yeah.
decide that. Because then we get anxious when we are.
Oh, yeah.
Because then do we cross our own boundaries?
We self-betray. Oh, so there's a mantra before we finish this, because I feel like we've been going on and on and on.
Yeah.
There's a mantra that I have been like repeating over and over. That has to do with boundaries, because boundaries is like how you love yourself. It's like self-care.
Yeah.
Because then you stop feeling, you get overwhelmed when you're always tending to other people when you haven't tended to yourself. So when we don't cross boundaries, when we allow our boundaries to be crossed, we betray ourselves. So I constantly tell myself, I will not betray myself to be there for someone else. No. 'Cause
Girl,
you do,
repeat that again. I will not betray myself.
to be there for someone else. I feel like that's very important, because every time we let someone cross our boundary, we betray ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, with work, with friendships, with family, with romantic relationship. Oh,
We haven't talked about romantic
that.
relationship. I was just
That's
thinking
a whole
about that.
other thing.
Hey, no, let's just touch up a little bit on this.
Okay, just 2 minutes.
Yeah, our production assistant is telling us we got
Cut off.
because let me tell you the one now that will test you.
Yeah, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. Romantic relationships is really hard.
It is.
Especially, I feel, because we don't communicate our expectations at the beginning of the relationship. We start the relationship, let that, what you call it, the honeymoon phase, we ride that wave, and everything is perfect until real life sets in and you actually start to get very resentful, aggressive, angry, upset, and have fights that could have been
resolved or communicated at the beginning. Because hey, romantic relationships, I think, touch on finances, on family.
Fight, on family, on
Yeah.
outside relationships, exactly, like family. On
Yeah.
how do we fight? Like, what are acceptable ways of conflict, of resolving conflict?
And
You shout at me, yeah.
even me, let me tell for me, you stonewall me. I don't know whether that is a boundary, but let me tell you, stonewalling.
Actually, yeah, let's shout, then we have a shouting match for a bit.
Yeah.
But do not
Stonewall me. Do not
stonewall me. That's
Yeah.
that's a non-negotiable.
Yeah,
Yes.
for
And I guess
me.
you need to communicate that.
It is.
Yeah, like what we expect in terms of finances, conflict resolution, outside relationships. How do I expect you to deal with my friends?
Yeah.
And my family as well.
Finances also.
Yes, how do we handle, especially if you live together, babe?
Yeah.
How do we handle finances? If we live together, how do we handle like domestic chores?
Yeah.
Like who washes dishes? Am I the one always cooking? And washing the dishes?
Yeah, small things like
It's little things that cause a really big fight.
It is.
And we both lived with men, so we know we've both done it. It's
Me,
tough.
like the toothpaste thing, it's such a
Is that a thing for you?
Hi, yeah. Ask anyone that has lived with me.
Is that a real?
The toothpaste thing, like, why you start squeezing from the top?
Does it matter?
Yes, it does. And I've communicated it from the beginning, and there you are, just like still pressing from. But those are things where sometimes I'm like, you know what? I can negotiate on that.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
I usually shower the last person, so I'll squeeze it.
Pick your battles.
I'll pick my
It's like a
battles.
toilet seat.
It's like the toilet seat.
Pick your
You know what?
battles.
Yeah.
It's really come on.
I will, but romantic relationships
Yeah,
will
that's a tough
test
one.
your boundaries you likely need to negotiate.
And don't be afraid to have the tough conversations.
That's true.
Yeah, but I guess that's a whole other thing.
Okay, should we do this
I have one
as a
last thing to say about romantic relations.
just a quick one? Is it still recording? Oh, okay, then I guess we can still continue because we had said this can run almost into an hour. Girl, let's speak about
It's
it.
gone.
Oh,
I have one other thing.
Uh-huh.
I have one other thing to say about romantic relationships, just because I've experienced it and it's fucked up. Rules of engagement when it comes to like being out.
Yeah.
Like, is it okay for you to come? It's not okay for you to come home at 2 a.m. It's not okay. It's not okay. Just be respectful.
well,
It's not okay because for me,
yeah.
first of all,
This
I
is
don't go
Kaki
out.
communicating.
This is a fucking hard one for me. It's hard because I've lived with a guy. I don't go out currently. But let's say I used to go out. Let's say, like right now, currently, even going out has to be, like I don't tolerate it. But let's say, because I've lived with a man who would have a fight with me, walk away. That's another part, babe, of conflict resolution where you walk away from a fight. And then you come back the next morning, and the fight was at 7 p.m.
It's disrespectful to your boundary.
And you come back at 7 a.m. Babe, you know what that does to you? And that happened, even if you're not fighting and you tell me I'll be home at like midnight, and you're home at 5 a.m.
Hey.
I mean, as I said, I'm
And Kaki
anxious
doesn't
attachment.
sleep.
I will not fucking sleep. So no, baby, it's a non-negotiable.
For me, okay, so sometimes I go out. Yeah. But for me, if you do that, for instance, and you say you're coming, or you cross a boundary that is going to lead to a fight, I will sleep because for me,
Yeah, you're so
I need to fuel for.
That's what she says.
Yeah.
She feels for her fight.
Because let me tell you, I will fight. Like I come from not too far from the Meru lands. These people are my people.
She's a warrior.
I am a
It
warrior
shows.
by nature.
Even strategize.
Aye.
Yeah, for you, Carrie doesn't let fights happen to her. She happens to it.
Yes. I'll bring the war to you but it's something that I'm also retraining as.
Yeah, we have to build those neural pathways. We are learning, we're growing.
Yeah, we are unblocking these things that cause us to be the people who other people say, that one is like a fighter, but in reality we are working towards being better. Yeah.
And healthy communicators.
I agree with that. But so how do you guys create boundaries in your, most importantly and in this order, romantic relationships, friendships and family, and also for your own personal non-negotiable boundaries? Because for me, yes, romantic relationships will test you.
Yeah.
Black tax is something both Kaki and I haven't really experienced.
That's
but we
right.
have friends
That's why it
who,
didn't come up.
we have friends who, you get into a relationship and you're finding yourself.
Yeah, dealing with his black tax.
His black tax or her black tax.
And that's a finance thing. Yeah, so have these conversations, I think, is really important.
Yeah.
We have really overrun this podcast.
We have.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you so
You
much.
made it till the end. Thank you.
Thank you too. Let us know your thoughts on boundaries and
Until next time.
ciao Bella, kwaheri.
Bye.
Bye.